body. Noticing if you're holding on to any tension anywhere. Maybe your jaw is clenched. Just unclench it, relax and release, soften a little bit. Relax through the space between your eyebrows. And feel the shoulders heavy behind you and the spaciousness in your heart space. Taking that equal breath as you breathe in and out, deeply and smoothly. Really thinking about expanding those muscles in between your ribs and counteracting all that sort of forward folding in your everyday life. Give yourself about 3 or 4 nice deep breaths here. Breathing in, know that you're breathing in. And breathing out, know that you're breathing out. Really arriving here on your mat and forgetting about the snow or the lovely day outside. Just being here. One more breath, inhale. And exhale. You can sigh it out if you like. If your soles of your feet are together and the knees out to the side, just reach your hands down and bring the knees towards each other. If your legs are out straight, just bend the knees, roll over onto one side and come off that little blanket roll, popping it to the side, we'll use it later. And make your way into a tabletop position. I hope you can all see me. The sun decides to come through at this time of day, so I'm just going to draw the curtain. I'm not blinded. Oh, sunshine, that's better. Good, we're going to take a few cat and cows together. So make sure your hands are under your shoulders, knees under hips. Breathe in, really feel the spine articulating as you come into that cow position. And breathe out, really feel it rounding through the opposite direction, looking between your knees. Take 2 more with your breath, so match movement and breath together a few times. Really just being here, enjoying this movement of your spine and your heart space as you're coming into the cow position. Lovely. And when you've done your 3, find your way to a tabletop position. Take your right leg back and lift your right leg up. Square off your hips so that both hips are facing the floor, hugging the inner thighs towards each other. So when we come into heart openers and back bends, we need to stabilize our core a bit. Stretch the left arm forwards if you feel you can or you want to. You don't have to, you can keep that left arm down. We're going to do this pose called bird dog, which we did last week. So breathe in and lengthen forwards and back. And then exhale, tap the elbow and the knee. 2 more times with your breath, inhaling, finding length. Exhaling to tap. 1 more, inhaling length. And exhaling to tap. Lovely, lengthen here. Good, either stay here and bend the back knee. Otherwise, you might want to reach around with that left hand and take hold of the foot. Not all of us will have the space, some of us will, don't worry, just do your best. If you do get hold of the foot, press the foot against the hand. Even if you can't quite reach it, still keep using the hamstring strength to bend that knee and bring your heel towards your bottom, reaching the left arm back towards that foot. Lovely. Release the right leg back, left hand down, come into a tabletop. Ooh. Take a cat and cow before we do the other side. Inhale here. Go into this lovely cow shape and exhale round the spine. Lovely. Come back to the center and then stretch the left leg back. Do the same thing on the other side, lifting the left leg up, hugging the inner thighs towards each other. So squaring the hips off towards the mat, reach the right arm forwards. Take a moment just to stretch forwards and back, to turn your gaze towards the top of the mat. And then exhale, elbow and knee come and touch. Inhale, reaching forwards. So use your breath and movement if you can. Smooth and steady, expanding the lungs. Exhale, tap. Breathing in to lengthen. And exhaling, you tap. Lovely. Inhaling, lengthen. just simply bending the knee, or if you like, reaching around, grabbing hold of that foot, kicking the foot against the hand, getting a nice spaciousness. So this is really good for countering that forward folding. If you haven't quite got a hold of it, don't worry. Keep using that energetic quality of your hamstring to bend the heel towards your bottom, reaching the right arm back. Lovely, everyone. Good job. And then release. If you've got it, bring the right hand down, left knee down. Sink your hips back towards your heels in a child's pose. And then moving through a few cat and cow waves like this from child's pose and up. So inhale, come forwards and start to open your chest up, coming into a cow. Exhale, round the back, press back to a child's pose. A few more times like this. So it's a little bit like a rolling wave in your spine. Inhale, coming up to a cow. Exhale, rounding, pressing back to a child's pose. 2 more times, inhaling, coming up here. So really stretch the heart through every time. Exhale, round the back. Lovely. Looking great. 1 more. Inhale. So just getting this articulation, this movement in the spine. Exhale, round and round. Wonderful. Come back to the middle. Tuck your toes underneath, and we're going to make our way up to a downward facing dog. So your first downward dog, lifting your hips up, pressing the hands down, pressing the feet down. Maybe pedaling the feet. It's early in the morning, your hamstrings might need a little bit of a warm up. As you walk the dog, bending one knee, bending the other. That's it, lovely. Well done. And then find a stillness in your down dog. Don't forget, you can always bend your knees to lift your tailbone up higher and have a nice long spine here. And allow the heart to come through a little bit, so you're trying to touch your chest towards your thighs. So your legs can be straight, or you can bend your knees. Breathe in, so you'll feel this a little bit more in your shoulders, opening the space in the shoulders and the deltoids. Your next breath in, start to look forwards, come forwards to a plank. And then we're going to lower all the way down onto the mat, hugging the elbows close to the sides as you come down. So you can bring your knees down, that's a really good option to protect your low back. Come into all the way onto your belly and reach your arms behind you. So every time we go through a vinyasa or some salutations, we're going to take this instead of a cobra. So a locust pose with your arms behind you, interlace the hands, and then start to lengthen as you reach the crown of the head forwards, lifting the shoulders up, reaching the arms away from the low back. Maybe lifting the feet up, stretching the toes back. Really be energetic through the quadricep muscles so that your knees maybe lift. It's quite a strain, this pose, so do your best. It's strengthening the back of your body to give the front of your body more space. Inhale. Lovely, and exhale, lower down. Release the hands, hands under shoulders, and press back to a child pose. So just lengthen the hands forwards, hips back here. Take a moment just to breathe in this nice counter pose to that back bend of the locust. And then when you're ready, come through tabletop and downward facing dog again. How's your breath? Breathing in, know that you're breathing in. Breathing out, know that you're breathing out. Next breath in, look forwards and just start to walk your feet till they're behind your hands. And come to your first forward fold. Your feet can be hip width apart, or they can be closer if you prefer. Bend your knees a lot so that your belly and your thigh touch, and relax your neck. Maybe hold on to opposite elbows, swaying left and right. Maybe holding behind your calves so that you're grabbing the back of the ankles just to find that stability here. Exploring different ways to take this counter. And then release your hands wherever they are. Come up halfway, so lengthening through the chest. Maybe the arms reach back. This is like a locust pose, so everything here is doing you the world of good in terms of posture. And fold forwards. Press through the feet, reach the arms all the way up as you come up to standing. The arms stretch up above your head. Maybe look up to your hands and interlace the palm. Then if you like, you can take a standing back bend by tucking the tailbone under a little bit, hugging the ribs towards each other, so engaging the core, and just reaching the arms back a little bit more, sending the hips forwards. But always keep that engagement in your low back by engaging your glutes, lengthening your tailbone down. Come back to center and hands to your heart. Lovely. Just take a moment in your mountain pose to find steadiness in your breath. Beautiful. Setting your attention for the day ahead, whatever it is to you, whatever you want from this day ahead. Lovely. Let's move through some sun salutation C's and then take our flow. So inhale, reach the arms up. Look up if you like, palms join. Exhaling, bend the knees and fold forwards into Uttanasana. Inhale, come up to that halfway lift, arms can reach behind or plant the hands at your knees. Exhale, hands down. Step the right foot back, bring the right knee down. Lovely. Inhaling, the arms sweep up, so finding that low lunge, Anjanasana. And then exhale, both hands come down, step back to downward facing dog. Lovely, we're going to go through a vinyasa, so inhale, come forwards to a plank from downward facing dog. And then lower yourself all the way down onto the mat, hug the elbows in, bring the knees down. Arms come behind you, interlace them. So each and every time we're going to do this today. Inhale, find that locust. Lift the feet, lift the head and chest, shoulders away. And exhale, lower down, hands under the shoulders, press back through that active child's pose and downward facing dog. Lovely. Inhale, reach that right leg up to the sky. And as you breathe out, look forwards. We're going to step that right foot between the hands. Maybe you use your right hand to place the foot there, that's fine. Bring the left knee down. Finding that low lunge again as you breathe in. Reach the arms up, hug the ribs in towards each other. Well done. And exhale, both hands to the top of the mat. Step the back foot to meet the front and fold forwards. Lovely, breathing in, halfway lift, and fold as you breathe out. Press the feet into the mat, reach the arms all the way up to the sky, and exhale, hands to your heart. Do the same again, starting with the left leg. Inhale, reach the arms up, and breathe out, arms come out to the side, bend the knees if you need, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift, arms can reach back if you like. Lovely, exhale, both hands down, left foot back, left knee down. Or just breathe in and reach the arms up. And breathe out, both hands down, downward facing dog. Wonderful, go through a vinyasa, so inhale, come forwards to your plank. Take the exhale to bring you all the way down onto your belly, hugging the elbows into the sides. Arms behind you, interlace them. Breathe in, lift the feet, lift the knees maybe, lift the shoulders away from the floor, back of the neck is long. And exhale, release the hands, hands on the shoulders, press back through an active child pose. So just briefly there, and then downward facing dog. Lovely, left leg reaches up to the sky, inhale. And exhale, do your best, step that left foot between your hands, maybe use your left hand to help it. Bring your right knee down. Lovely, reach the arms up. Lengthen up here in this Anjanasana low lunge, exhale. Both hands to the top of the mat, step the back foot forward to meet the front fold. Breathe in, halfway lift, straighten the back of the body, arms can reach back if you like, exhale, fold. Press the feet down, reach the arms all the way up to the sky. Look up and stretch up. And then hands come down through your heart and by your side. Alright, a little bit warmed up. We're going to move through our flow twice today, okay? And it's going to be all about opening through the shoulders, making your posture a little bit better, opening up through the hip flexors here as well, a little bit of back bending. Alright. Inhale, reach the arms up. I'll wait for you to have your sip of tea. Yeah, you're there. We're here waiting for you, Gwen. And exhale, fold forwards. Lovely. Breathe in, halfway lift. Starting exactly the same way as we've been doing. Step the right foot back and bring the right knee down for me. Good, inhale here. So if you need to pad your right knee, you can fold your mat in half or use a blanket. I know sometimes with sensitive knees, when you're on it a little while, you might need it. Reach the arms up, and then imagine you're bringing that right out hip forwards and the left out hip back. So you'll feel everything hugging into the inseam, into the midline a bit more. And then hold on to your palms, join your palms, bend the elbows, and bring the hands, the fingertips face behind you. Hug the elbows close to your ears so they're pointing upward. That's it, Carolyn, yeah. Good. Think about hugging the low ribs towards each other, so knitting them towards each other, engaging the core a little bit. And then lift up from the elbows, maybe looking upwards towards the ceiling. Maybe not. Keep pressing down into the front big toe. That will help your balance. And keep hugging the inner thighs towards each other. And then do your best. See if you can straighten the elbows and reach the arms to point behind the room behind you. So it's really going to open up through you'll feel it a lot in the left hip flexor. Good, breathing in. Stay with this opening. This is quite a deep back bend, so do your best here. Lovely. And then breathing out. If you're leaning back, come back to center, release your arms and reach them out like a cactus. Good. Open out the elbows, really nice and wide. And exhale. Both hands come down. If you're folded your mat, just release it. Good. And then from here, you're going to keep that right hand on the mat. Lift that right knee up if you can. And lift the left arm up. So find an easy lunge twist. So looking up to the left fingertips, getting a nice twist in the side of the body. Yeah, lovely. Sorry about my back. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing. Be strong through that back leg. Lovely. And then slowly start to come, pivot on the right foot and bring your left hand to the inside of that left foot. Right hand onto your hip, and then the left elbow comes onto the left knee. Good. Reach that right arm up. So we're in a side angle. Yeah, we've changed direction. If you're not facing me, don't worry, just listen to my voice. Next breath in, come all the way up to warrior two. Keep that front knee bent and strong if you can. Arms reaching long forwards and back. So your left knee should be forward, right leg back. And from here, bring your left arm underneath, cross your right arm on top to take eagle arms. Hopefully, if this is, available to you in your body, otherwise, hold on behind the backs of your shoulders. Just walk your fingertips, giving yourself a big hug. That's going to stretch you equally as well. Good. Take one more moment to breathe in. Sit down into that front knee a little bit more, out. Lovely. Then release your arms, stretch them forwards and back again into this warrior two. Lovely. Straighten the front knee and take a reverse triangle. So the right hand will come down, the left arm reaches up and over. Try and stretch into this left side body so that you feel the ribs expand, the muscles stretching there. Lovely. And then bend into that front knee again. Windmill your arms down. And step back into a downward facing dog. Good. Moving through a vinyasa just like we've done before. So coming through to a plank. And then lowering the knees down, lowering the upper body down. Arms come behind you, interlace them. Squeeze the backs of the shoulders together as you get that lift in your locust pose. Try and feel energized through the bottom muscles by maybe touching the soles of your feet together. You'll feel the glute muscles really sort of fire up here when you do that. And then lower down, hands under shoulders, and press back to a child's pose. Just take a breath in child's pose. Inhaling through the nose, exhaling, sighing out. Lovely breath over. Come back to tabletop. and downward facing dog. Wonderful. Inhale, look forwards and journey your feet to the top of the mat. When you breathe out, fold forwards. Lovely, inhaling, halfway lift. Arms can reach back if you like, and fold as you breathe out. Press the feet down, reach the arms all the way out and up and above you. Exhale, hands to your heart. Alright, let's do the other side. Inhaling, arms reach up. And exhale, the arms come out to the side, bend the knees, folding forwards. So moving your spine, nice and easily. Inhale, halfway lift, straighten the back body. Exhale, hands down, this time left foot back, left knee down. Lovely, remember pad your knee if you need to, we're here for a little while. Reach the arms up. Good, find that stability by imagining bringing the right out hip back and the left out hip forwards here. So everything's really hugging in. You get drawing up through the pelvic floor muscles. Good, and then hold on to your hands, interlace them, and bring the elbows up to the ceiling, hugging the elbows closely in towards your ears, and reaching the fingertips down towards the back. And then also hugging the low ribs in towards each other, so you've got this engagement in your core. This will protect your back when we do these heart openers and back bends. Maybe looking up towards the ceiling, keep hugging the elbows in. And then do your best, see if you can reach your arms back behind you, stretching them to the room behind you, just finding a bit more spaciousness in the shoulders. If it feels dodgy in your low back, you need to engage through the left glute muscle a little bit more. So turn that on, clench it, and you'll feel yourself a bit more supported. Wonderful. Release your hands and cactus the elbows out to the side. Lovely, find that breath. Where did you go, Lucy? Inhale here. Lovely. And then release. Bring the left hand down. Tuck the back toe, the left toe, lift the left knee up and reach the right arm up. So you'll win that easy lunge twist again. Reaching the right fingertips up, pressing the left hand down. Good, and then we're going to transition to that side angle, remember, so bring the right hand on the inside of that right foot, front foot, turn and pivot on the left foot, and come up into the side angle with your right elbow on your knee, left arm up. So I'll turn so you can see me. Yeah. How are we doing? You all here? Lovely. I'll wait for you all. Come on, Alex, you can do it. Doing well. Inhale, come all the way back to center. Let's take eagle arms in warrior two. So finding your warrior two first, steady yourself here. Then bring your right elbow underneath your left. Cross the elbows or take that hugging where you wrap the arms around you. Bringing the fingertips to give yourself a big hug, or taking the eagle arms, stretching the back of your shoulders. Good. Carolyn, lift your elbows up a little bit for me. Yeah, that's it, yeah. Good. Breathing in and breathing out. Lovely, everyone. Release the arms, stretch them forwards and back in your warrior two, and take that reverse triangle as you straighten the front knee, the right knee, come into a reverse triangle, so both legs are straight. This should feel really nice, stretching down that right side now, so all the space between the ribs, the intercostal muscles opening. Lovely. And then come back to center, bend into that front knee, and windmill your arms, come into a downward facing dog. Lovely, once we're in downward facing dog, let's go through a vinyasa together. So breathe in, come forwards to a plank. And breathe out, bring your knees down, hug the elbows in, lower all the way down onto your mat. Lovely, arms release and come behind you, interlace them. Maybe the opposite hand is on, thumb is on top. And then zip your legs up like you've got one leg this time. Really engage through the inner thighs and start to lengthen forwards and lift up. Reaching the arms away from your lower back, keeping the back of the neck long, looking towards just ahead of the top of the mat. Take a moment just to breathe and be strong. Feel your glutes really firing up. The back body is getting stronger to support you. And exhale, lower down. Hands under your shoulders. Press back to child's pose for a breath. Take a moment in child's pose just to breathe in and out through the nose. Well done. Alright, moment over. Let's come back to a tabletop. Tuck your toes and downward facing dog. Inhale, look to the top of the mat, and then when you breathe out, step your feet behind your hands and forward fold. Gorgeous inhale, halfway lift. Hands your variation, you know them now. And exhale, forward. Press through the feet, reach the arms all the way up to the sky. Look up to your palms, join the hands. Maybe take a standing back bend, tucking the tailbone under, engaging the glutes, hugging the low ribs in. And then if you've taken that back bend, come back to center. Good, just take a moment, bring one hand onto your solar plexus, one hand onto your heart. Just feel your heart pounding underneath. Feel the breath moving in and out of the body, and soften the shoulders and just reconnect to that breath. Reconnect to that energetic quality of opening your heart space. A little bit vulnerable, but that's okay. It's good to show our vulnerability sometimes. We'll do this flow one more time. Okay, release your hands down, either side. One more time, both sides, okay? Inhale, reach the arms up to the sky, maybe look up. And exhale, the arms come out to the side, fold forwards, Uttanasana, forward fold. Breathing in, halfway lift, strengthening the back body, arms reach back. And exhale, hands down, right foot back, right knee down. Lovely, you know where we're going, protect your knee if you need to. Inhale, coming up to that low lunge. Lovely. Look at something that doesn't move if your balance is challenged. Imagine hugging that right out hip forwards, left out hip back. So you're drawing up through the pelvic floor muscles a lot to keep you stable. Join the hands, and then interlace the hands, the fingers, release the index fingers, Kali Mudra, and bend the elbows. Start by lengthening the elbows up. You'll find that this really opens the space just here in the front of your armpit when you lift the elbows up a little bit more. Still try and engage through the right glute muscle. If you're feeling pinching or anything, you know you can back out. And then start to straighten your elbows, reaching the fingertips behind you to the room behind. Keep your breath smooth and steady if you can, and you gaze on something that's not moving. Well done. Release your hands, and then just bring your elbows out to a cactus shape. Really open up that space in your front body. Maybe sit down a little bit further this time into that hip flexor. So feel yourself able to just sink forwards a little bit more. Wonderful. And then release both hands down. Right hand plants on the ground, right knee lifts. Again, hug the inner thighs towards each other and reach the left arm up. Breathe in here. And exhale, bring that left hand inside the left foot, turn and pivot on the right foot. See if you can bring your fingertips towards the floor rather than your elbow on the knee this time, and reach your right arm up. So this is a little bit challenging, I know, for some of us, so do your best. Just notice where your breath is when you find a challenging pose. Well done. See if you can keep it smooth and steady. Lovely. And then inhale, come all the way back up to warrior two. Good job. It's hard when we hold poses a little bit longer than one breath. Bring that left elbow down, cross the elbows, find eagle pose. Lift the elbows up. Try not to just hang out here. Try and make it active in the back of your shoulders. Or take that hug, wrapping your arms around, holding onto the backs of your shoulders. Sit down into that front knee, everyone, a little bit more. Lovely. Release the hands, coming into a reverse triangle, straighten into that left knee. Reach the left arm back, the right arm comes towards your right thigh. Really stretch up and press down. So press away into the left foot and reach up to the ceiling with the left hand. Feel that spaciousness there. Doesn't matter how far you go back, just think about lengthening up to the ceiling as though you want to touch the ceiling. Lovely. Then come back to center, bend that left knee, windmill your arms, and downward facing dog. Going through another vinyasa. Remember, you can always skip the vinyasas and wait for me in child pose if you like. Come forward to a plank if you are. Bring your knees down, lower all the way down to the ground. Hands come behind you, interlace them. And then come up into that locust pose again. Maybe try zipping the legs up again, bring the soles of the feet towards each other, lengthening forwards, reaching back. And lower down. Hands under shoulders, press back to a child's pose. Oh, just pause for one breath in child's pose. Have that nice roundedness in your spine, nice counter pose here. And then come forwards to tabletop and downward facing dog. Good job everyone, got one more side. Breathe in, look forwards. And exhale, walk your feet until they're behind your hands. Finding that forward fold, that uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift, arms reach back. And breathe out to fold. Press through the feet, reach the arms all the way up to your sky. Seeing, looking up. Maybe taking that standing back bend again, engage through the glutes. Hug the low belly in. Find length rather than bending into the low back. Come back center, hands to heart. One more side, ready? Inhale, reach the arms up. And exhale, fold forwards, uttanasana. Well done, you're looking great everyone. Got my eye on you. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, hands down, left foot back, left knee down. Gorgeous, protect that knee, remember, you know the drill. Reach the arms up and find that balance. So hug the inner thighs towards each other by bringing that right outer hip back, left outer hip forwards. Interlace the hands, release the index fingers and stretch the arms up to the sky even more. Then bend the elbows. And then try lifting from the elbows so you'll feel a stretch down the back of the triceps, all the way to the front of the chest. And then perhaps straighten the arms to reach the room behind you. Good. Stay wherever you are and breathe into that heart space. Inhale here. And exhale, release the hands down. Bring the arms out to that cactus shape again. And then perhaps lean forwards a little bit, coming into that low lunge, a bit deeper into the hip flexor there. So just feeling that little bit more opening. Good. And then both hands come down. Left hand plants down, lift that left knee up. Strengthen through the left leg, right arm up. Lovely. Inhale here in this easy lunge twist. And then bring that right hand on the inside of the right foot. Pivot the left foot so that it's flat on the floor. Reach the left arm up. See if you can just come onto the fingertips of your right hand to find that side angle variation. But if you need your elbow on the knee, that's fine too. So just go where your body wants to go. That's fine. Lovely. And then come all the way up into warrior two. Right foot forward, left foot back. Eagle arms, Garudasana. If you want the Sanskrit word, right arm under left, cross the forearms, lift the elbows up. Find that energy in the back of the shoulders and keep that depth in the front knee, pressing into the outer edge of the back foot. Remember the legs are strong here. Wonderful. Release the arms, stretch them forwards and back. And straighten that front knee, find that reverse triangle. So again, I'm not going back too far, I'm more or less trying to reach up a little bit more. I'm trying to spread the space between my ribs, really open up through the intercostal muscles to breathe a bit more deeper. Good. And then bend into that front knee, windmill your arms, step back into downward facing dog. One more vinyasa here. So inhaling, come forwards to a plank. Breathing out, bring your knees down, lower your hips and chest down, all the way down. Arms reach behind you, interlace the hands. Coming into your strongest locust ever, maybe you're zipping up the legs and the bottoms of the feet are trying to touch each other. You'll really feel the muscles of your bottom turning on there. Protect your low spine. Lift the shoulders up and find that length. Grow another inch taller. Inhale. And exhale, lower down, hands under shoulders. And come back to a child's pose. So just find your way into child's pose just for a couple of breaths. Letting your forehead come towards the floor, or else it can come onto a block if you want. Your arms can reach back behind you. If your shoulders need a rest, that's fine. Just take a moment just to get back to your breath again, breathing in and out smoothly and steadily. And see if you can notice yourself breathing into the space in the back of your lungs. So you might feel the area where your kidneys are at the back of your body rising and falling as you consciously breathe into that space. Alright, one more breath here, breathing in and exhaling. Lovely. Come all the way back to tabletop and downward facing dog. Lovely. You're going to make your way to the top of the mat. Inhale, looking there, and breathing out to journey your way to the top, folding forwards. Lovely. Inhale, halfway left, straighten the back of your body, and fold as you breathe out. Press through the feet, reach the arms all the way up, look up and stretch up, and exhale, hands to your heart. So we're going to take one balance, and it's going to be a back bend balance, which is dancer pose. So if you want, you can always hold on to a bit of furniture. That's perfectly fine, okay? You can either face the furniture and hold on to it that way, or you can be sideways. So either way is fine. Or you don't use furniture at all. Try it without. All right, so we're going to ground through both feet and then put the weight into the right foot. So I'm not mirroring you, all right? You'll look like you're doing it the other side, especially pressing into the big toe mound. And then think about engaging your quadricep muscle. Hugging the tailbone down a little bit to really make your glute on your right side nice and strong as well, and the core is strong. And then bend that left knee, reach around if you can, holding on to the left foot. Turn so you can see me. Yeah. Good. And then reach your opposite arm up, your right arm. This is dancer pose already. So if you're holding on to something, your right arm might be holding on to that object. Then start to kick the foot against the hand. The more you kick the foot against the hand, the easier it is to counterbalance as perhaps you lean forwards. Doesn't matter how far forward you go, you might even still be upright. That's perfectly fine too. Just keep kicking back as you reach forwards. Keep looking at something that doesn't move. So your gaze is fixed, helping with your balance. For 3. Well done. Kick your foot against your hand a little bit more, Gwen. You're doing brilliantly. 2. Well done, Alex. Come all the way back. It's brilliant, Alex. Let go. Shake it off. Whew. It's a long time to stand on one leg, isn't it? All these things are really good for us, believe me. Right, weight into your left foot now. So make sure your big toe mound is really grounded, especially quads engaged. Lengthen the tailbone down, engage the core. Bend the right knee. Reach around and do your best, holding on to the foot, your right leg. Either hold on to the outside edge or the inside edge, whichever your shoulder feels best with today. And then your left arm stretches up. This might be where you stay, that's fine. If you can't quite reach your foot, it doesn't matter. Bend it up and lean forwards anyway. And keep reaching back, forwards. You can always use a strap here. Another time if you want to practice this at home, you can't quite grab a hold of the foot. Put a strap around the foot and just kick the foot against the strap. Using props is a good way to make poses accessible to us in our bodies. Come on, Lucy. Well done. For 3, kick back more. You're doing brilliantly. 2. Lovely, Jean. Lovely, everyone. And 1. Well done, Carolyn. Well held. Come all the way back center. Shake it off. All right, we've got some lovely stretches to come. I'm going to take you through one of my favourite ones. So let's reach the arms up and then bend the knees and start to fold forwards. Just heel toe your feet out a little bit so your feet are about hip width apart, and let your head hang. And then bring your, listen up here, this is, I just want you to get in a nice forward folded moment while you're standing. Bring the right elbow behind the right calf muscle. And then bring the hand so that it's holding onto the left shin. Then the left arm's going to come behind the left leg and hold on to the right shin. So you'll be looking like this if you can see me. It's just a nice supportive way to really give yourself that sort of hug as you're folding forwards. Relax your neck and just look behind you, maybe soften the eyes or close the eyes. Notice how it feels to be upside down. Inversions are really good at calming our nervous system. But sometimes it can make you feel a bit giddy, so if that's you, just come to a seat, don't worry about it. It's not essential to go upside down in this way. Take a couple more breaths here, breathing in and out through the nose. And then release the hands. And then slowly plant your hands down. Step back into a down dog. Bring your knees down. And come sitting on your heels. How are you doing? Alright. Lean over onto one side. And then stretch your left leg out. And bend your right knee so that the right sole of your foot's against the inner thigh. So we're going to move into like a mini wild thing and then a flow. So I'll show you what we're going to do. You're going to press your right hand behind your right thigh, press down into that right shin and knee and reach your left arm up and over. This is a little bit of a back bend. Then breathe out and reach that right hand towards your right toe or wherever it reaches and your left arm up and over. Your right arm up and over. Sorry, I'm trying to mirror you. So right hand comes down, sweep the left arm up and over. So join me if you want to, whenever you want to. And exhale, bring the left hand towards the left toe, right arm up and over. Yeah, just do that a few more times. It feels really nice to get into this sort of flow of opening up into a nice back bend here. Looking up to the sky if you can. Lifting the hips up, exhaling, coming back down. So move with breath in a nice, smooth and steady way. Consciously breathing into the left lung space when you lift up. As you exhale, you're opening up through the right lung space. Good. Do it 2 more times. Just moving with that breath. A really nice way to move, especially first thing in the morning, loosening everything up. When you've taken your second one, you come back up to this position, this wild thing variation. Just stay here for a couple of breaths if you can. Maybe looking up to your right fingertips, lifting your hips up a little bit higher to the ceiling. Lovely. And then slowly lower down onto that right hip. Oh. Changing your legs. We're going to do that all on the other side. So just bend into the left knee and then the right leg's out to the side. So when you're ready, bring your left hand down, push down into the left shin and knee, reach your right arm up, and then exhale, come back, right hand towards that left foot, left arm up and over, so stretching into the sides. Inhale, left hand down, sweep that arm up, looking underneath your arm if you like towards the ceiling. Exhale, come back down. This is one of my favourite ways to move. It's quite nice and gentle, opening everything up, making me aware of the left and the right side, of the backwards bending and the forward folding. And just take 2 more, really moving with that breath. Lovely. And when you've taken that second one, stay there and lift up again. So really pressing down into that supporting hand. Hopefully your shoulders feel alright with this. I know some of you have issues there, so go easy. Remember, everything's just an option. It's supposed to be nourishing our bodies, not harming them. And then bring your hip down and find your way to center. Bend both your knees and find a butterfly pose. And you're going to stay here for a few minutes, just upright, oh, not a few minutes, a couple of moments, while I demonstrate the next pose, okay? So you can be like this, just watching me, maybe flutter your knees up and down, just bouncing up and down into the inner thighs. This is really beneficial. So the next pose we're going to do is we're going to hold it for 2 minutes each side, and it's called a walrus pose. I don't know if I've done it with you before. So I'm going to use these two little pillows. I've got two, but you can use one, or a bolster. Blocks are probably a bit hard, and then I'm going to wrap my blanket around them to make like a bolster. If I had a bolster, I'd use a bolster because it's much firmer. So that's going to be there like that. And then my hips are going to sit to the side of the cushions. And then I'm going to bring my knees together onto the mat and lie the side of my body, can be your right side to start with, over, and lengthen the right arm out. I think we did this on retreat, Lisa, so you might remember this. Your head will rest on your right arm. Then you're going to stretch your left arm over it, and either you can stay with your knees bent like this, or to intensify the side body stretch, you're going to stretch your top leg backwards and your bottom leg forwards. So you can join me whenever you're ready. So get your props and come into this pose, and once you're all here, we'll be here for about 2 minutes to really open up into this left side body, and then we'll change sides and go to the other side. So I'll let you get your props together, and then I'll talk you through it again. Yeah, so really stretch out, maybe keep the knees bent, or otherwise your top leg is going to go backwards. You can keep the knees bent, but it goes backwards, and the bottom leg goes forwards. And you'll feel more of a stretch this way. You'll feel more of a stretch all the way through the IT band and the side of your waist, all the way up through to the armpit. And the top arm goes over the top. I can see most of you. Yeah, okay, so we're going to stay here for another 90 seconds. You've been here about 30 seconds. So just focus on your breath moving in and out of the space on the side that is upright. So I'm not sure, you might be lying on different sides. So whichever side is uppermost, focus on expanding and contracting the ribs there, using those intercostal muscles. Giving yourself more space to find that energy, that prana, through the breath, in and out of your body. Wonderful. So by opening this space, creating more space around our heart, so that things don't tighten around it, physically and also energetically. Allowing us to be more compassionate to ourselves and to others by opening this space. And you've got about probably another 8 or 9 deep, slow breaths. Really fill the side of the body that's uppermost with the breath on the inhale, and then empty it out on the exhale. And one more breath in, breathing in and breathing out. So if you've got your legs straight, bend the knees first, so they're one on top of the other. Then bring the top arm down. Press yourself away from the ground with the top arm. Just come up to a seat and simply turn around and face the opposite direction. So all exactly the same, but facing the opposite direction. Lowering down, starting with the knees bent. Head rests on the elbow. Top arm reaches to hold onto the bottom arm. And then the top leg comes back. So the knees can be bent here, and the bottom leg goes forwards a little bit. So it should feel, this is such a nice stretch. And this is called a walrus stretch. Don't know why it's called a walrus, but that's what it's called. And so taking 2 minutes here just to breathe into this space. So the beginning pose, the fish pose that you took at the beginning, and also this is very good to do. Counterbalance all that sort of forward folding. try and imagine those intercostal muscles, the muscles between your ribs, really expanding and contracting with the breaths. Got 1 more minute left. Time your mind wanders to the future or the past, just bring it back to right here with your breath. Giving yourself this opportunity just to be a bit more present in your yoga practice. Lovely. 1 more breath together, inhale and exhale. And again, to come out of it, always going slowly so you don't pull your back or anything. Bending both knees to start. Top hand comes down, back down, presses into the floor. And then just move the props out of the way. You might want to move them down towards where your knees are going to be for Shavasana. And then you're going to lie onto your back and hug your knees in towards each other. Finding Apanasana, which is a nice hug. Rocking your hips from side to side sometimes feels nice. If you want to take a happy baby, you can take a happy baby by bringing the soles of your feet up towards the ceiling and then holding onto the outsides of the feet and pulling your knees down towards the outsides of your ribs. And then if you like, try and lengthen the tailbone down onto the mat, so you're really finding that spine becoming a little bit flat, just to find a bit of length here. Take a breath in. Open the mouth and sigh it out. Do that 1 more time. Big breath in. Open the mouth and sigh it out. And then whatever position you're in, just let your legs go. Coming into your Shavasana, bringing your knees, if you've got the bolster there, or if you want to put it there, put the bolster under your knees. It feels really nice after a back bending practice, which you've done, to have that support in the low back. And then you can have your arms out as wide as feels safe to you. Palms facing up, receptive to the day ahead, and the eyes softly closed. Really take a moment to slow that breath down. I'm going to take a breath practice with you. You're welcome to join me if you want to. It's breathing in for a count of 4, holding at the top for a count of 4, and breathing out for a count of 7. So do your best and see if we can do this together. It's really good for slowing down the nervous system. So start by emptying the breath all the way out of your body, wherever you are. Then inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold 1, 2, 3, 4. Out for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe in for 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold 4, 3, 2, 1. Out 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold 4, 3, 2, 1. Out 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold 4, 3, 2, 1. Out 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then continue this as long as you want to, or just go back to your regular breath. savasana and just leave you with this little quote from somebody called Nikita Gill. She wrote something called heartfelt. Your heart beats approximately 104,000 times in a day, and each one of these heartbeats is far too valuable to waste on comparing yourself to others. You are given your heart's unique rhythm to dance to your very own beat, not to the beating of anyone else's heart, just your own.